Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning for a 10:30 press conference. There's been some shift change in this storm, so we're holding a press conference to give you the latest information. My name is Christine Christopher-Weiss. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Martin County Sheriff's Office. With us today, we'll have Sheriff William Snyder, Michelle Jones, Director of Martin County Emergency Management, Chief Bill Schobel from the Martin County Fire Rescue, Representative Tony Overdorf, and Commissioner Ed Campy, who is the Chairman of the Martin County Board of County Commissioners. We will start with Sheriff Snyder. We will go down the line, and then Sheriff Snyder will wrap it up with any questions, and we'll try to answer the questions the best that we can.
Thank you, Christine, for opening it up, and thank you to our partners in the media for being here this morning. I won't go back over the track information. Suffice it to say that it has shifted in the wrong direction for us. This will be a good time now for us to share with you some of our goals and objectives as the public safety and public service community. You're going to hear in just a bit from Michelle Jones, the Director of the Emergency Operations Center, our plans for evacuations, bridge closures, and the such, after which I'll be available for questions about law enforcement issues. Let me just say this about evacuations, and we'll get back to that later. I think of all the things that we're going to mention today, that's the one people will mostly focus on. People want to know, can they stay in their homes or not? You're going to hear the areas that we will have mandatory evacuations. If you live in an area that you're about to hear is an area of a mandatory evacuation, my strongest urging is that you cooperate and leave. I know that people will think of past storms where perhaps they risked it and stayed and nothing happened. If you want, I'll give you anecdotal evidence of where people risked it and lost. So the question is going to be for everybody listening today, trying to decide if you should leave or not, even after you've been told to leave. I think the question you can ask yourself is, do you really feel that lucky? Because we will not make those recommendations lightly. We know how disconcerting it is and how hard it is for everybody to leave their homes and to be away during the hurricane. But when we make these evacuation requests and orders, we do it utilizing an enormous amount of data. We don't do these on the fly. We don't do these just so that we're not taking a chance. We do them because people in the industry have looked at models and charts and told us this is not a good area to be in. This is an unsafe area. So please, as I turn the mic over now to Michelle Jones, our director here, wherever you're told today, would you please cooperate? Don't put yourself in harm's way. Don't put your family in harm's way. And not least of all, please don't put my deputies and Chief Schobel's firefighters in jeopardy. And with that, Michelle Jones, who's the Director of the Emergency Operations Center.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff. Good morning, everyone. Due to the shift west and the increase in the intensity of Hurricane Dorian, we are implementing the plans that we've always had in place. Over the last couple of days, our Emergency Operations Center and our teams here in the county and with all of our partners have been working hard to make sure that we have plans appropriate for this storm. Due to the shift yesterday, it looked better for us. Today it looks worse, so we want to make sure that we are offering folks a safe place to go. So we will be opening shelters as we had previously announced at 1 p.m. Today. So shelters will be open. That's Anderson Middle, our special needs, Willoughby Learning Center for our pet friendly, Hidden Oaks, Jensen Beach High, Warfield Elementary, and Port Salerno Elementary. We will be issuing our evacuation order, a mandatory evacuation order, effective 1 p.m. today. And that will be for our barrier islands. We're asking folks to go to our website, martin.fl.us/EM, and click on Know Your Risk, and that they can enter in their address there and see which evacuation zone they're in. Our mandatory evacuation zone will be for Zone AB. We are turning off, our utilities department will be turning off water to the island at 10 a.m. on Monday. So folks that are looking at staying on the island, please keep that in mind. Water will not be available to you. And we do that to protect our infrastructure, our water infrastructure. We are encouraging folks to download the FPL app, which will give them up-to-date information on power outages in their area. So they can do that by texting APP to 69375. Sandbag operations are open now until 7 p.m. as long as the weather permits and we have supplies available. We are encouraging folks to continue to sign up for Alert Martin, and they can do that by texting Alert Martin, one word, to 888-777 and follow our information on our website at martin.fl.us/hurricane or on our Facebook, Martin County Board of County Commissioners, or Twitter, Martin County Gov. We also have our Community Information Center line open today at 772-287-1652. That's 772-287-1652. As we've discussed with this storm, throughout, while we've been watching it, we're asking residents to remain vigilant, stay informed, be patient, and please stay safe. I will turn it over to Representative Toby Oberdorf.
Thank you very much, and thank you for being here, folks, today. On behalf of the state, I'm just so impressed with the coordination that we've had here between the state, the locals, et cetera, and it's been just fantastic coordination. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on vacation right now, and if you have taken this holiday weekend to head on out of town, please do not adjust your plans to come back tomorrow. Please stay out of town. Please enjoy your vacation a little bit longer. We're expecting the winds, et cetera, to be ramping up over the next couple hours here. So as a result, we'd like for you to stay out of town, have an extra day on vacation on Hurricane Dorian. Thank you.
And Commissioner Campy.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, in the media, we appreciate that you would come and cover our press conference. I have seen on social media neighbors giving advice and information to neighbors. Some of it is accurate. Sadly, some of it's not. What I would recommend strongly is folks review our official sites, whether it's Martin County's or FPL, the Sheriff's Office, school district's website, social media. That's where you're going to get the information that's most important. When we got the call this morning from our chief that we were going to be opening shelters, I just want to give a note of caution. This is meant purely as an option for folks. It's not meant for people. Sheltering in place is a great option, but folks that are on the barrier islands or in these flood zones, this A and B zone, we wanted to give you an opportunity to have an option to go somewhere else. And now, of course, with the collaboration with the school district, if you have pets, you no longer have to shelter at your home. If you didn't want to, you can bring your cats and dogs to the Willoughby Learning Center on Willoughby Boulevard. We are good to go there. If you have special needs at Anderson Middle School, we are prepared to have you there. Again, my information that I gave earlier in the week is be neighborly. I was this morning helping a couple of stragglers put shutters up in my neighborhood, and luckily I had to come off the ladder and come over here, so I wasn't disappointed. But be neighborly, be patient. It's taken a little bit of a turn. I still think we're going to dodge a majority of it, but not all of it. So we didn't want, as your government, fire rescue, sheriff's office, school district, and the county government, we have been prepared for this. Yesterday, we were hopeful that we weren't going to be meeting you all again, that we were going to take a path heading out towards the sea. But now that it's come back our way, we're good to go, we're ready, and we just wanted to give you options. We also wanted to follow along with what our regional neighbors are doing. We know that our neighboring counties are also going to be opening their shelters. We try to work regionally so that everyone has consistent information. And so we wish you all the best and stay safe. Thank you.
Chief Schobel.
Thank you, Sheriff. One last thing, stay tuned. I can't overemphasize that enough. 911 services will remain available throughout this event, but please use them wisely. Use the information line at 287-1652. Please don't overload our 911 lines for just information. If you do have an emergency, feel free to call 911. If you just need information, again, 287-1652. Thank you.
We do the next update for this.
I was going to say. Question is, when is the next press conference or update? Please stay tuned. You'll see on our website press releases going out. But based on how the storm reacts this, for the rest of the day, we might have another press conference later on. Please stay tuned. We will let you know. Questions? Yes.
Why don't we do this? We'll do law enforcement questions first, if you have any, and then we'll go to the fire chief for questions after that. Is there anything in the law enforcement arena that I can help anybody with?
Sheriff, what's law enforcement's role at this point in this sequence of events?
The question is, what is law enforcement's role in the event, in the sequence of events? Our job will be primarily traffic control as we expedite evacuation from our areas. Our role will be to prevent people from outside or that don't belong on the beaches to go back over to the barrier reefs and to assist. We can expect lines now probably reforming and getting longer at gas stations from the lumber companies like Home Depot and Lowe's. We're ramping up. We're bringing in extra personnel today to assist us in getting out the word verbally to evacuation areas that now's the time to go.
Can someone address, and I don't know if this is law enforcement or not, it's zones A and B, but can you kind of talk about what areas those are, the general areas?
Sure. The question is zones A and B, and is that Michelle? Right on the map.
Kind of, if you can say what the areas are and what time they need to go and things like that.
I can do. Absolutely. If you log on to our website, and this is one of our hot button topics right here, you can link to our map. And if you find your address on the map in one of the red areas, that's our lowest lying areas in Martin County. Those are the areas, especially if the storm heads a little bit, not just west, but just south of us as well, we're going to be concerned about storm surge. Wind is concerning to us. Storm surge is much more concerning. That's where most of the deaths are reported with any type of catastrophic storm. So that's what we're most concerned about. That's why we're proactively getting people out of those areas if the storm does turn more in a westerly fashion, and especially if it hits just south of us. But if you look at the red, that's your storm surge area. So, for instance, if you're 3 feet above sea level and we have a storm surge of 10 feet, measure up 7 feet inside your home, and that's where the water would be, 7 feet up your wall. On a 10-foot storm surge if you're 3 feet above sea level. And again, there is a video you can link to. Bill Pecci, our Deputy Director for EM, explains everything quite well.
But also inland areas.
Yes.
Along the river, not just on the coast.
Because he doesn't work with geography. Well, the exactly here, what you're looking at is part of the city inward, and this is Palm City right here. But if you're, I'm sorry, I'm away from the mic. The question is the geography, and what we're looking at. If you see parts of Palm City has some low-lying areas upwards around like I said, any of the red area. The thing what I'd really like you all to focus on is go to the website, type in your address, and you'll get a definite answer if you're in that area. That's the most accurate way I can explain the map. Other questions?
Is there anything that people need to know that are?
Look on our website. They have a list of things that you should bring with you. The highlighted things is bedding, your medications, anything of that nature. Bring food. I believe it's 3 days. Is that correct? Michelle, you want to talk to that?
Thank you. So for folks that are going to our shelter, just a couple of things to keep in mind. Bring bedding. Cots will not be available in all of our shelters. Bring a blanket, bring food, bring a book or games that are not dependent on the power in case the power does go out. Our shelters are operated by our school district staff and county staff. The sheriff's office provides deputies there as well. So they are a safe space, both during the storm and with our security on site.
People choose to stay, will they have emergency services available to them?
Yeah, the question is if people stay, choose to stay, will they have emergency services available? This is a really tricky question for me, and I try to stay balanced because I don't want to put Chief Schobel's firefighters or my deputies in harm's way. The best answer to that question is please leave if you're in an evacuation area. If you are in an evacuation area and you want to test your luck and stay and you get in trouble, let's look at it this way. If you get in trouble because of flooding and all your neighbors are in trouble because of flooding, we cannot get you all out during the storm. That is not possible. If you have a medical emergency, we can get to individuals throughout the storm because we have two heavy armored personnel carriers that the firefighting personnel will be in with us. So they'll have Martin County Sheriff's deputies, Chief Schobel's firefighters. They'll be together in an MRAP and another armored personnel carrier, which can go out in the wind. That is not an excuse to stay home. This is not a normal 911 time where you pick up the phone 911 and a deputy or a combination of law enforcement and fire get there. So the short answer is yes, I can get to you in an extreme emergency. The bigger answer is if you're in a flooded area and you can't get out, I can't get you all out. We do have 3 heavy former military LMVs, so if there's widespread flooding, we can get in after the storm. They cannot go out in the high winds. So I think that's the best answer that I can give. I'm trying not to encourage people to stay because I can get to them. And so that's, don't play the house because you could lose in this one.
Sheriff, as we speak, over the next 2 hours, do you have deputies going door to door in these zones? And talk about what's being done right
Sure.
now?
Yeah, the question is, right now as we're ramping up, do we have deputies going out into the areas where we're asking people to evacuate? The answer is yes, I do. We have no control over that storm goes. We do have control over where we go prior to it getting here. So if you'll follow that simple imperative to get moving, if we ask you to, and get prepared, the last minute things, we'll all be fine. You know the time to panic? Never. Never. We cannot panic. There's no reason to panic. We all have cars. We can all get moving if we have to, and we're going to all do our very best. So to our media partners, thank you so much for being here. And to those that are following us, stay in touch, and we'll do everything we can to give you up-to-the-minute information.